Before we talk about Jackson Mahomes and this arrest and how it is that this player is going to affect his brother in the future, I want you to know right now that there's going to be some updates in this video. Make sure you guys stick around. It's about the content as a whole. This weekend itself has got me a little bit behind, but I've got about 4 or 5 videos that are going to be coming out from Friday to about Sunday, maybe even Monday, that are going to be relatively lengthy and pretty big. So make sure you guys stick around for the full updates. Now, with that right there being said, let's go ahead and talk about Jackie Boy. To those of you who are not, let's just say, up to speed on Jackson Mahomes, let me just go ahead and kind of show you this right while I'm talking. This right here is Jackson Mahomes dancing, doing his little routine while the Washington football team, Washington Redskins, I still call them that, were honoring the late Sean Taylor. And he was doing this on Sean Taylor's number. Okay. Jackson Mahomes also got to an incident where he threw a bottle of water at a bunch of Baltimore Ravens fans after a Chiefs loss. There's also this lovely little incident of Patrick Mahomes' wife, Brittany, with Jackson Mahomes, recording and encouraging her, splattering the entire crowd with champagne. They're not exactly what we call the most liked people amongst NFL fandom. As a matter of fact, it's Jackson Mahomes alone is the reason why people were rooting for Joe Burrow in both AFC Championship games, the one that occurred in 2022 and the one that occurred earlier this year. I oftentimes like to refer to those games as the year before, so if you ever hear me say 2021 AFC Championship game and it occurred in 2022, it's because of the 2021 AFC conference season itself. So Mahomes has been arrested, and this incident occurred back in February. You guys are seeing his mugshot. And most of you know that he is the brother of Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, two-time MVP winner, two-time Super Bowl winner. And Jackson has this habit of using Pat's name to help him get by. There was also an incident involving a bar recently where he tried to use Patrick's name once again for like service or something like that. Eventually, he wrote an extremely scathing review about them online. They responded with one, and then eventually they had to take it down. But this incident actually goes all the way back to February. And let me go ahead and kind of break this down for you guys. Back in February, Jackson, I guess he decided he was going to do this and think that maybe he could get away with this. He was in a restaurant and he decided to get into it with the wait staff at the restaurant. And then he was called. He went to the office to speak to the owner, Aspen Vaughn. By the way, this individual right here, they know the Mahomes very well. Jackson's apparently good friends with this person's daughter, and they do things like going to the mall, shopping, all that stuff there. The type of stuff that would make you think that maybe Jackson might be, let's just say, a little bit less than straight, even though his dancing is what makes me question that. So he decided he wanted to plant a kiss on this lady. Now, guys, really quick. If Jackson Mahomes thought that this right here was a way for him to prove that he was not gay, obviously, this is not the way to go about it. If you want to kiss a woman, you need to wait for certain cues to do so. Obviously, Jackson has never actually done this before, so you might be willing to forgive him in this setting. But then again, though, at the same time, though, realizing that he had just pushed someone in the wait staff, got into it with the entire crew, then he goes back there and he figures he's going to plant one on her, even though she had security camera footage there to actually saw this. And, of course, she turned this footage over to the Kansas City Police Department right away. Let's just say that Jackson here thought that he could still use his brother's name to obviously get himself out of whatever potential trouble he could have gotten into, which, by the way, still remains to be seen. You see, someone like Jackson Mahomes has been using his brother's success to get by, to the point to where there's even videos out there of Patrick Mahomes not exactly being okay with this or not exactly seeming okay with this. Guys, even though something is not said publicly, if you see a video of somebody and you see their body language and you kind of get the sense that maybe they're a little bit uncomfortable, there's probably a reason for that. You see, the body speaks a lot more than your mouth does. As a matter of fact, I would say about 90% or maybe it's 80%, something like that, is conveyed through body language. For example, you guys are seeing me and I'm over here rubbing this little beard that I've got here, which is not that thick of a beard, but still a beard. Go ahead and make fun of me in the comments. It's okay. And then you see me, screw around with this right here, like maybe I've got a bit of a nervous tick. You see, the thing is this right here, body language conveys over to people, okay? It actually conveys how someone is feeling. And of course, I've done this video like 5 or 6 times. I love to go off script. This is attempt number 7. So obviously, I had to calm myself down. Some people have to actually work it. Like I said, body language conveys everything over to a person. Most of the time, when people think that maybe you have a certain stance, even though you're saying something, they may automatically think this guy looks a little bit aggressive. Even though his tone may not be aggressive, I'm pretty sure you guys get the gist. Now, you look at those videos and you think to yourself, man, maybe Patrick Mahomes really and truly does not care too much for his brother. Well, I wouldn't say that. I would say that maybe Patrick Mahomes just doesn't like his brother using his name to kind of get by. If that rather is kind of the point that I'm getting here. So you got to ask yourself a question. When the hell is Patrick Mahomes going to distance himself from his brother? When is he going to put his brother in check? Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, what about his wife too? Well, guys, I'm kind of bringing something up here. Speaking of that champagne incident, and obviously Patrick Mahomes has decided to marry this individual. That is his choice. It's his wife, and obviously he's going to fight and defend his wife. But his wife has got a lot of online simps. A lot of people called her out for very, very bad behavior. They've called her out for inappropriate behavior. They've called her out for it on several occasions, and she has used this to her advantage. At one point in time, creating Team Britney shirts and saying, I get a lot of online hate. Well, you kind of bring that on yourself. But obviously, Patrick Mahomes cannot do anything about that. He decided to take the plunge with her. He's a multi-millionaire. Hopefully, things will work out for him. I really and truly hope they do. I hope this doesn't turn into a tragic story later on down the road. But obviously, you have to deal with the immediate. Now, guys, with everything I've told you about Patrick Mahomes' brother, Jackson Mahomes, you probably think to yourself that he's a scumbag. I think Jackson Mahomes is entitled, and I think he's stupid. If you want to go ahead and call him a scumbag, that is completely up to you. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say that I think he's young. He's taking advantage of social media, and obviously it's very cringe, and obviously he looks, quite frankly, pretty damn stupid, and he looks very, very entitled. But at the same time, though, we also did very, very young stuff, just very dumb stuff when we were young. But still, at the same time, though, he's using his brother's name to get away with things. And finally, he eventually got the cuffs put on him in a situation that, quite frankly, he can't get out of. I mean, this is the state of Missouri. You got to wonder, are they going to take it easy on him? I'm not so sure that they will. Maybe some time in the brig, maybe some time in jail might do this kid some good. You never know. Fact of the matter is that he finally got busted doing something, and I don't think that there's going to be as much leniency given the fact that Patrick Mahomes is his brother. I don't think leniency is going to exist in this particular case. I mean, anytime you plant one on a woman inappropriately like that, well, it doesn't look good. It typically tends to end very, very badly. However, you got to ask yourself a question. What happens if he gets off on this? What happens if he does not get punished? What happens if Patrick Mahomes has got to bail his brother out? Should he bail his brother out in this case? How is he going to look? Well, that, my friends, is going to require another video. But still at the same time, though, this insolent little entitled punk obviously got what the hell he deserved in this case, being arrested. Hopefully, the judgment on this case will be fair and something will be done. And maybe, just maybe he'll stop dancing on camera and disrespecting dead football players. Maybe he'll stop. Now, guys, with that right there being said, let's go ahead and go to the updates. This right here is going to be the only video that I'm going to be releasing on Thursday, and there is going to be one more video on short timer prepping. Things have just gotten a little bit crazier this week. I've been putting out 2 to 3 videos a week, 2 to 3 videos per day for the past few weeks. The reason why I did that was obviously because I felt, hey, look, it's time to get some more content, a lot of trending things, a lot of things discussed, and I'm hopefully going to be doing a lot more long form projects. Which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and kind of go through some of those now. There is this issue right now going on between the Quartering and Matt Walsh about pop culture, video games, and stuff like that. And it's a video that I've been trying to get right the entire day, but something has happened, and I'm about to work on it tomorrow. So that video is going to be coming out either on Thursday night or Friday. There's also this little project that I'm working on about TradCons, of course, conservative, traditional marriages, and why it is that they're not working. I may do a shoehorn. I may try to shoehorn a take in on the whole Steven Crowder situation because obviously that right there does not look good on his end. But then again, at the same time, you got to question the timing. And you got to question Candace Owens for going off the words of a journalist named Yasser Ali, who has a very, very bad, let's just say extremely bad reputation. Either way, though, it does not look good for him either. But we may do a video on that. But I want to let a few more facts come out because obviously when you're talking about somebody's marriage, you know what I'm saying, it could in fact be a bit of a problem. What else do we have planned? Oh yeah, why pop culture matters, and of course, there's going to be that video I was going to be doing, the continuation of the gun control series, which by the way is going to be mostly about red flag laws, because now we're about to see a lot of people try to use them, and why it is those red flag laws could in fact validate my take on gun control being racist. There's also other two takes on short timer prepping, the takes about Dan Crenshaw and David Goggins. I got to finish that up. So just go ahead and expect the content to be much, much longer form this weekend, because, yeah, it's going to be longer form, and I have kind of sort of gotten behind on things, but obviously a lot more evidence has got to be collected. And then one more thing, too. We're going to be coming back to that Cleopatra take. The reason why is because I think there's a lot more historical context needs to be kind of shoehorned in there, and also something else too. It also has something to do with the broader theme of pop culture and why it is that history, especially historical films, need to be done correct, because there is going to be a content shift. Basically, what's going to happen is this right here. Most of my takes are going to be going back to focusing on pure wokeness itself. Wokeness in sports, wokeness in pop culture, wokeness in society. But obviously, due to YouTube standards, the community guideline standards, the way things are working, I got to rely on Rumble a little bit more when we talk about the trans. You got to say it in a very, very weird way. That issue there, because eventually they're going to start banning people. But don't worry, those takes will be going on to Rumble starting this week here. I've already put a couple of videos out. I'll try to link my channel in the description box. Other than that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a lot more pop culture, a lot more movies going forward in these projects. But just know that the everyday videos, 1 to 2 per day, they're going to be mostly on sports and pop culture and the wokeness factor. The reason why, of course, is as I've said before, YouTube's algorithm is very, very wonky. There are certain things they allow you to get away with, and certain things, quite frankly, they love to beat you up on. And we're also close to monetization. Speaking of that there, make sure you guys hit the like button on this video here. Also, at the same time, make sure you guys subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you guys for showing up. Hit the notifications bell so that way you guys are notified when my videos come out. And please leave a comment in the comment section. I'd love to get you guys' thoughts. With that there being said, I'll see you guys later.